This video contains commentary. What's crackin', dudeligans? Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite mother truckin' Reddit fairy. My name is Lorna, and today we're getting into some r/ChoosingBeggars. But that's not all. For this delightful Friday, we're gonna get into some r/stories about Kevin. So without further ado, smash that subscribe button, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. You never have any of the kind that I like. Posted by user Mrs. Turtlebones. Decades ago, I was the lead in a call center. A legit one, where people called in for financial services and staff worked normal hours. I was in my 20s and wanting to be generous, kept a big bowl of candy on my desk, free for the taking. Every day, a mature woman would stop by my desk, poke her finger around to sift through the candy, all wrapped from a huge Costco bag, then walk away without taking any. I thought nothing of it until one day she did this again, then shook her head, sighed, and stalked away in disgust. I wrote daily nonsense on my whiteboard, and after that I wrote, "Feel free to bring in your own candy if you don't like mine." Everyone who saw the whiteboard cracked up because they thought I was just being silly. Obviously, as a lead, I was not going to mention the woman's behavior to anyone. A couple days later, she stopped by again. Then after digging around futilely? I don't even know how to say that fucking word. She grimaced at me and complained, "You never have any of the kind that I like." Struck mute with surprise, I said nothing as she stomped off. And where did the bowl of candy go? Into an unlocked desk drawer, out of sight, but I told all of my team, of which she was not a member, where to find it, and anyone who came looking was told as well. Fortunately, this was the end to her daily plop downs, and I rarely had to interact with her anymore. I wasn't buying the candy for you, Barbara, so go get your own, okay? What the fuck? I hate people like this. It's like, why do you feel so entitled that, like, I should cater to your needs? Like, you could even have a conversation with me and be like, "Oh, do you ever get this kind of candy? I really like that." You don't even have to say, "Can you get this one?" You could just casually mention it. Mensually, yeah. That's how you put casually and mention together in one word, little gentlemen and ladies. So yeah, that's the end of my vocabulary. I feel like such an idiot after reading that. What is that? How do you say that? Futilely? I don't know. I don't fucking know. And it's infuriating to me. But yeah, I mean, like, if you don't like the candy that's in the bowl, Barbara, then go to the store and get some. You could get whatever you want. There's this cool thing where you pick the exact thing that you want, and then you give them money, and they say, "Okay, you can have the candy." Sometimes they even give you change for that money. It's fucking crazy, right? Oh my god. Alright, my dudes, before I get into the next story, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications for future videos just like this one. This next story is called Buyer's Remorse, posted by user William444555. I'm a seller on eBay. I buy in products and sell them at a small markup, taking only around 10 to 15% profit margin. Anything higher would not sell. I recently sold a DVD video game to a seller. This specific DVD game is just a game's license. The physical game is not stored on the DVD itself, but you need to register the game on Steam, and that will download the game. I got a message via eBay a few days later after the purchase, saying that the game did not run. Attached were 2 images of the buyer's TV screen. This is something not too uncommon, and because the DVD only contains the game's license, I do not offer the game's support. So I send the buyer a message recommending them to contact the game's developer for support, and that they will assist them. Usually the buyer thanks me, with the issue being resolved after support from the game's developer. However, this sale was a little different. I get a slightly abusive message back demanding a refund and giving me a sob story about how the game was for her autistic son, who is now extremely upset at me personally because the game does not work. Usually, if the game was a physical copy and only needed the disc to play, I would allow the buyer to send the item back for a refund. However, this is just a DVD with the game's license on, and not the game itself. As it is added to the buyer's account, sending it back would be worthless. I did explain all of this to her. However, she claims that I am in the wrong and that she has spoken to eBay, who claim that she is eligible for a refund because the item sold is defective. However, eBay got a hold of the wrong end of the stick because the item I sold, the game's license, is in complete working order as I received images from the buyer with the game registered to her account. The messages kept going backwards and forwards with the same gist, that I am unable to refund her and that she should contact the game's developer, with her saying that she is entitled to a refund and how I am further upsetting her autistic child. I finally put an end to it by saying that I will not respond to any messages unless she has been able to unbind the license from her Steam account, with a very colorful response message. The RRP of this game is £16.74, and I sold it to her for £8, brand new, plus free postage. I made around £1.50 in profit, which is nothing really, but better than nothing, and helps me afford my rent and groceries. I believe that the buyer got the game and didn't really like it, buyer's remorse, and just wanted her money back. It upsets me how some people can be so abusive over the internet and think that having a child with autism gets them special privileges and exceptions to the rules, especially at this time, when I just need money to pay my rent and buy food. Oof. So, this is like gray area choosing beggar because she did pay for it. Maybe it's just not what she understood it to be. But at the same time, if she's being like insulting in the messages, then fuck her, right? But I get it. Like, I mean, I know it's not easy to raise children with autism because I've seen it happen where they're totally fixated on an idea where if something doesn't go right, they have to associate their mind with what made it not go right or what made it go wrong. I'm not saying all autistic people are like this, just from what I've seen myself, and it can make their parents go insane trying to make them happy, you know? So I could see this kind of being kind of the situation. You feel bad for people in that situation because, you know, it's not easy to deal with, I'm sure. But I don't know. I think this OP's being a little bit harsh. But they're definitely a choosing beggar if they're asking for a refund. No doubt about that. It's just, I think OP's being a little bit harsh in this situation. That's all. You can't always judge people based on, you know, their situation, but she might be using her son as an excuse. You know, like you said, you don't know. Maybe he's not being harsh. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? Nobody knows except for these two, I guess. All right, my dudes, I've got one more r/choosing beggars story for today, and this one is called $60 Bonus, posted by user Converse1991. So I work at a grocery store, and as a way to say thanks to their employees, everyone is getting a max bonus payout for the first quarter for continuing to work through this outbreak. Then today, I overheard one of my coworkers talking about a guy named Guy Fleegman, Galaxy Quest anyone? Who is basically the guy from corporate who lives here and just goes around to every store checking on things. Then she started to complain that his bonus was going to be around $3,000 while ours were only going to be $60. Then I was just sitting there thinking, that's still $60 we wouldn't be getting otherwise. And for me, for my situation, an extra $60 is a blessing. Okay, so the guy that makes sure that everything runs is running okay is getting the bigger bonus. And the ones that are doing all the work are getting the tiny little bonuses. I could see how that would irritate people, though, a little bit. Like, that's quite a big chunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have gave him, like, $1,000 and then, or $2,000, whatever, and then distributed the rest of it evenly between everybody else. $60? Like, not even, I don't know. I guess you'd be happy with it. You gotta be happy with what you get, I guess. But I'm just saying, I could see why that would irritate some people. That's quite a huge difference between bonuses, you know what I'm saying? For doing a majority of the work. This is the problem with corporations, is that they award the people that don't do much more so than the people that keep the place afloat, you know? Like, even now with what's going on, you can see all the people that are considered like essential workers, you know what I'm saying? And before, they're like, you had people telling them that they weren't worth the decent livable wage, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're finding out a lot about society right now. It's all I'm saying. Like, I'm just sitting back and scrolling through social media. I'm trying not to participate this time, but I'm just scrolling back and just taking it all in to see what's going on. And there's something's happening. That's all I'm saying. I'm hoping people are waking up, or maybe we're just slipping even further into ignorance. Who fucking knows? All right, my dude, speaking of ignorance, let's get on to the second half of this episode, and we're going to get into some r/stories about Kevin. This one is called Just Realized I Work with a Kavina, and it sucks. Posted by user Darkest Fairy. Oh, what's up, my little fairy kin? Today it hit me. I work with a Kavina. This woman is not someone who does stupid shit some of the time and is otherwise a normal, rational human being. No, she is a true Kavina. One of my coworkers pointed out that she would qualify as a female Steve Urkel, complete with the annoying voice and laugh. I have so many stories, but don't have the time or patience to list them all here. So the following is a highlight reel of the crap that she has pulled. So where we work as medical coders, we all use Microsoft Excel as part of our job. This is just the way our facility does things. Due to the volume of cases that were being seen by our providers at one facility, our boss said, to save time, only verify that a progress note has been written and put down the evaluation/management code that the provider gives you and move on to the next patient. This sounds simple and really difficult to mess up, right? Ha! She manages to screw this up constantly. How? I do not know. But she does. My poor coworkers who get texts from her on a regular basis about changes that get made want to strangle her at this point. Mainly because her texts are convoluted and messy, containing way too much irrelevant data, with not enough relevant data. Number 2. The other day she wanted to make some eggs for herself in our company microwave. Now, considering this is Kavina we are talking about, this is a disaster in the making. She decided to make the eggs in a small mug. The eggs exploded. So now the entire office smells like undercooked eggs. We are in a small space, open office plan, so if someone brings anything in that smells, everyone will be smelling it. So now in addition to being unable to cook eggs in the microwave correctly, she does not clean up her mess properly. Just a quick swipe with a dry paper towel and back to her desk with her undercooked eggs she goes. The microwave was not cleaned properly by her, so when the next person used the microwave, the office started smelling of eggs again. One coworker, whose job does not include cleaning, had to clean it up during the day and gave it a good cleaning. Another coworker, whose job also does not contain cleaning, had to go over and get some Clorox wipes from our supervisor to clean the counter and Keurig machine that is right there. Our cleaning crew, who comes in after we leave, had to deep clean the microwave by scrubbing it down with Clorox wipes, wiping that up with clean water, and microwaving a wet paper towel to get rid of the odor of eggs because it was baked onto the microwave that badly. Number 3. She got into a minor fender bender in the morning on her way to work a couple of days ago. What she says happened is that she stopped at a red light and that the person was in front of her, backed up and hit her. She claims that she normally stops at least a car length behind people, and the one time she doesn't, she gets hit. Oh, and the way she was describing it, she made it seem that the entire front of her car was gone / her car was totaled. You can barely see a scratch on her car. I know this is not particularly Kevin-like, but it is more of a demonstration of her personality. And she's now claiming that she needs to get her car fixed this week during a pandemic. I, and another coworker, think she is trying to subtly change her schedule so she won't have to work alone. This is a new development, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Number 4. She got a part-time job at Burger King. Within 2 weeks, she got fired from Burger King. Then she got a part-time job with Pizza Hut as a delivery driver. Within 2 weeks, she got fired. Again. No idea what she did to get fired, but she did. From fast food. Number 5. She's gotten catfished by scammers. I believe that she's up to number 3 or 4 right now. See, she was married and recently divorced. That is a whole other drama. But the point is, she is lonely and wants to get married again. The issue is that she is using online dating sites like Plenty of Fish and OkCupid and not vetting any of the guys that she meets on there. She has sent money to these guys, even with all her coworkers saying, "You are being scammed." She keeps going, "Well, I don't know. I really love him and I know he loves me," etc., etc. The most recent one, she went to the airport to meet him at 11 at night. This is a guy she's been talking to on the phone for 2 to 3 months, not FaceTiming or video chatting with, just talking. Fortunately for her, physical well-being at least, he did not show up at the airport because he missed his flight because he was drunk. She still refused to believe he was a scammer until he asked her for money. We think she still doesn't believe he was a scammer. Number 6. She forgot our work address, a location that she has been working at for close to a year, an address that she has in her phone, a phone that she has not replaced. She couldn't figure out how to Google the address apparently, so she asked me and another coworker for the address. The other coworker told her, and her response was, "Are you sure?" She was so proud of herself for getting toilet paper last week. Why she felt the need to go out and buy it and then brag not only to her coworkers, but our boss? This was in response to the insane toilet paper shortage in the US right now. I don't think she even needed it. Got any cheese? Did I do that? Oh my god. I used to love watching that show when I was a kid. Fucking Urkel, man. Probably would not enjoy so much working with one. That's for damn sure. I used to work with a total Kevin, and he was like one of the boss's kids. So it was... You knew that's the only reason he was there, because this guy was fucking stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. This guy got fired from probably every single job he's ever worked at, including the one that he had at the place I was working at several times. This guy would like cry whenever we would bring up the fact that he wasn't doing his job to the bosses, and they would talk to him about it. He would throw a freaking fit and, stop doing his job so he could cry like a little bitch. Like this guy, oh my god. There's too many stories. Like I can't even pick one out of the air for you right now. It's just... How about the time that he accused me of being racist because I went to the reservation to get cigarettes? And he's like, "You don't have any right to be there. You're white." And I'm like, "Excuse me? That's kind of racist of you to assume. Like, you don't know my heritage." And then I showed him my status card. And I'm like, "So yeah, dude, hope you learned a lesson there." Like, don't assume things about people. Just don't do it. You look like an idiot when you do, but yeah, I wouldn't want to work with one of these Urkels. That's for damn sure. Yo, I knew there were like people scamming like little old ladies and like saying they're tax frauding and all that shit. But like, I didn't realize that the whole like dating thing still happened. Like, people still duped people on like dating apps. But that's so fucking sad. People are out there like just trying to mend their hearts and like trying to find that special someone, and they end up just emptying their pockets on a special no one. It's so sad. Anyway, let's get into the next story, my dudes. This one is called "Kevin Doesn't Wash His Hair for a Week Because He Thinks It'll Grow Faster." Posted by user AgeReator. As usual, you can find the index of my Kevin stories here. Something to note. This Kevin, when Kevin was in his first year of high school, he came to a new environment, started hanging out with the school junkies, and tripping some death metal style. Naturally, he wanted to have long hair, just like his favorite singers. So Kevin started wearing black leather jackets, Doc Marten shoes, camo pants, and even bought dark prescription sunglasses. The only detail he was missing? Long hair. You see, until that moment, Kevin had very short hair. So what would the next logical step be? Let your hair grow out. What did Kevin do? Well, you're about to see. Me. "Hey Kevin, what's with the punk rock style?" Kevin. "It's death metal, dude." Starts screeching and playing a death metal song on his phone. If you've never heard a death metal song before, it's just some random weirdos screeching, literally like hyenas, and playing their electric guitars very loudly. Okay, boomer. Me. Whatever. And please turn that music down. You're bothering the neighbors. And me. Kevin. That's because your taste in music is shit. Me. Yeah. You're the one to talk. Besides, what's with the greasy hair? Damn, man. That's awful and oily. Kevin. I decided to let my hair grow. I want it long like this singer. Shows me a picture on his phone. Me. Okay, I figured that out. That still doesn't explain the grease. It looks like it hasn't been washed in a week. Kevin. Well, it hasn't been. I've read on the internet if you wash your hair once a week, it'll grow faster. Me. Pikachu face. Kevin, it doesn't work like that. You really shouldn't trust everything you read on the internet. Kevin. Oh yeah? And what do you know? Do you have a professional license in hairstyling? Me. Kevin, I have common sense. At least you're showering daily, right? Kevin. Me. Kevin. Me. Stay away from me, okay? Okay. So I was about to rip on OP and be like, dude, why are you so mean? It's fucking mean. But if he's not even showering, because as a girl with curly hair, my dudes, if you want to maintain your curls to look beautiful, you can't wash them every day because curly hair is extremely dry. It's so dry, and it sounds like a good idea to wash it shampoo, but no, it just strips the moisture from your hair. So we can't wash the hair every day. We can rinse it, but we don't shampoo it every day. Some of us, not all of us do the same thing. Everybody's hair is different, okay? But yeah, Kevin, you need to shower. You need to shower, bud, okay? That's just fucked up. That's gross. I think that's the problem with teenagers sometimes, though. They just take things quite literally. They don't think of ingenious ways around it. Okay, so I can't wash my hair, but I should probably wash other things, right? I'm not trying to grow the hair everywhere else, even though it's a fucking stupid reason to not wash your hair, because it's not a thing. But that's more to get a nice, a little bit of a moisture lock into your hair from your own natural oils, you know what I mean? But when it gets to a point where it looks like you're dripping grease, dude, no, you need to wash it. That's not good. Ugh. All right, my dudes, the last story of the day is a bit of a two-parter here. It's by the same user. The first one is called Kevin Coworker Sets Office on Fire. Posted by user Fact Namam Tucha, I think. Fucking no. So my coworker Kevin is an overall funny guy, but sometimes I'm concerned that he lacks brain completely. Mostly, he just does not understand basic principles, and as soon as you finish explaining something to him, he starts asking questions which you just answered. I've got quite used to this and conciliated with the fact that he is just not the sharpest tool in the shed. He has done during the 1 year I've had the pleasure to work with him so far a lot of stupid things, but this one tops it. So far. Today, he almost burned down our office. I found a candle 2 days ago, so I decided to put it on my desk just for a decoration. Today, the candle was almost finished, and Kevin decided to be funny and tried to blow the candle out. I was protecting the flame with my hands, which led him to this incredible idea. Got a can of compressed air and proceeded to blowing the can at the candle. Guess what is inside the can except the air? Yes, propellant. As that was not bad enough, he was holding the can upside down. So before I was able to react in any way, I felt a freezing/burning sensation on both palms of my hands just before he managed to turn the can into a flamethrower, burning all the hair on my hands, melting one of my monitors, and setting a stack of paper invoices on fire. So yeah, that was fun. My monitor is gone, have to redo the burned papers, and my hands, after rubbing them with soap 3 times, still smell like shit. But hey, the candle is out. Ha! Oh my god. Oh my god. Shit. Fucking Kevin, you dumbass. Oh my god. Okay, let's read the update. Oh my god. Hello, guys. So I thought I would give a brief update to my Kevin since some people were asking in the original post. Last week, our CEO's MacBook broke down. He is running Windows on it, so from our perspective, it's just an abomination filled with permanent problems. But it's CEO, you can't argue much. But Kevin decides to take the fate into his own hands and tries to convince our CEO into buying a regular Windows laptop. This might be, unfortunately, the last straw everyone had with Kevin, and you can guess what followed. Kevin got fired yesterday. So in 2 months, we can all wave this guy a big goodbye and ditch the blood pressure pills. I'm really confused about this. So this guy just fired him just for suggesting to buy a new laptop? Like, who wants to work for a guy like that? Obviously, this guy's a Kevin if he set the office on fire, but how did he not get fired for setting the office on fire? How did he just get fired for suggesting a new laptop? There's something fucky with that workplace right there. That's all I can think about, because, like, what? You let him go for, like, almost killing people with fire? She's like, what? This is like Office Kevin. Oh my god. It's so I don't get it. I don't get it how this one thing is worse than the other. How is that possible? Like, I'm just baffled how, like, please help me out here. Am I not the only one that is baffled by the fact that he didn't get fired over the fucking flamethrower in the office? Like, what? All right, my dudes, that's all I've got for you today. I'm fucking baffled by this. I'm just gonna end it here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications for future videos just like this one. As always, the links to the stories will be in the description below. So head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes. You know they deserve it. And all my socials, all that fun stuff. I'm still working on subscriber appreciation episode, I promise you. I'm trying to make it good, and I'm, like, getting really, you know how you, like, criticize your own work and then you, like, never put it out? That's kind of what I'm suffering through right now. I just want to I just want to make it good, so it might be next weekend at this point. I'm falling behind. I'm so sorry, but it's coming out, I promise. But anyway, if you still want to submit your stories and all that, if they don't end up in this episode, they will definitely end up in a future one. So all those links to all my socials are in the description below. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you all have a fan-fucking-tabulous weekend, my dudes. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are doing. You know I always love to hear about your plans. You guys have a great fucking weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Peace out, my dudes.